The story begins by showing a highly prestigious high school for the rich students, and that school is Cheongdam International High School. This school adheres to the principle of wealth. The richer the parents, the more respected they will be at the school. The students there would also bow to other students who had rich parents. Their annual tuition fee is $100,000. Parents who send their children to Cheongdam International High School mostly work as directors, hospital owners, and other prestigious jobs. There are no parents who work only as employees, merchants, or other ordinary jobs. With the wealth they have, they can do as they please. They can also buy anything. In fact, at that school, the teacher has no pride in front of those rich people. However, underprivileged students can also attend Cheongdam International High School with a scholarship because of their intelligence. But on the other hand, their lives will certainly not be peaceful because they will surely be bullied by the rich students. And that's the dark side of Cheongdam International High School. On the other hand, there is a female student named Kim Hyein. She's a student from a female high school. She is not the daughter of a rich parent, and her life is ordinary. Even Hyein has to work part-time to meet her needs. Hyein is a smart student, so she applied for a job as a private tutor. He taught a rich student who is still in junior high school. As usual, the parents wanted to enroll their child at Cheongdam International High School. Actually, grades don't really matter to them. As long as they have money and connections, they can definitely send their children to Cheongdam International High School. But on the other hand, as parents, they are also worried because their kid is not good at math. Therefore, to anticipate it, they hired a math private tutor. Actually, it wasn't Hyein who registered as a private tutor, but her friend Sunju. She's a university student, and she asked Hyein to replace her so that Hyein can earn extra money. Besides that, Hyein is also having problems at her school. Initially, Hyein got the opportunity to take part in a student exchange program to New Zealand for free. But suddenly, the teacher informs that there is another student who is more worthy than Hyein to join the program, because that student has no parents and only lives with the grandmother. Hearing the news, Hyein was quite disappointed because she will be replaced by another student. Now Hyein has to pay $3,500 if she still wants to take part in a student exchange in New Zealand. Hyein has now started teaching math private lessons. The middle school student is named Naeyeon, and as a rich kid, she has a lifestyle that amazes Hyein. Naeyeon likes to waste her money buying luxury items like bags worth $3,000 and $5,000 even though Naeyeon doesn't need them. Meanwhile, Hyein, who needs $3,500 to go to New Zealand, has to work hard to earn that money. Hyein then tells Naeyeon's attitudes to Sunju. Hyein said that even though they worked hard, rich people would still look down on poor people like them. At that time, Sunju also told Hyein that there is a poor student on her campus, but this student showed off luxurious items so that other friends assumed she came from a wealthy family. The next day, Hyein returned to teaching, but that day, Naeyeon came home late, so Hyein was asked to wait in Naeyeon's room. While waiting, Hyein looks through Naeyeon's goods. Hyein also tries to use Naeyeon's bag and takes photos and then posts it on her social media. However, the post turned out to be viral. All the students at her school are shocked because they think that Hyein is a rich kid. They also protest and get angry at Hyein because she has applied for an exchange program as an underprivileged student. At first, Hyein is confused because her friends think of her as a rich person. But after that, he realized that his post on social media had gone viral. This made all the students at his school think that he was a rich kid who pretended to be poor when he was at school. Then Hyein remembers a story about Sunju's friend who pretended to be rich to get public attention and increase his social media followers. Therefore, Hyein took this opportunity to confess that she really was born into a wealthy family. From then on, Hyein often showed off photos of luxury and branded items even though they all belonged to Naeyeon. Hyein also said that she works part-time to earn her own money because her parents did not give her pocket money. While the luxury items that she got were gifts from the parents of the students that should have been given to their kids, it was from here that Hyein's classmates became in awe of her. Not only that, Hyein's friends also suggested that she upload photos of luxury goods more often so that her followers would quickly increase and she could get endorsements. From the endorsement, Hyein will get paid between $3,000 to $4,000 per month. Knowing this, Hyein is even more passionate about teaching and always arrives early. Before Naeyeon went home, Hyein tried on all of Naeyeon's clothes and took photos of all the luxury items and then posted them on social media. Meanwhile, on the other hand, the scene shows bullying that occurred at Cheongdam International High School. In this school, there is a student named Bak Jina. She's a famous student at the school. Her parents' wealth makes all students fear her. Amongst the ranks of wealthy students, Bak Jina was in the first rank because her parents were the wealthiest. That's what makes Bak Jina rule at Cheongdam International High School. Because of her power, Bak Jina never likes poor students. According to her, Cheongdam International High School is only specifically for rich people and is not suitable for poor students who get scholarships. Students who enter Cheongdam International High School on a scholarship program will always be bullied. The goal is to get them out of the school. Even if there are students who complain about Bak Jina's behavior and her gang to the teacher, then that student will be expelled from school. Actually, the one who reported the bullying was a student named Kim Haein. But the victims of the bullying will still leave the school because he can no longer afford the treatment of rich students. Kim Haein indeed reported and asked someone to catch the bully kids. But all of that doesn't work because no one dares to be with Bak Jina. Kim Haein is also a student of equal education, who is definitely not a rich kid, and she also always gets bullied. Even though Bak Jina likes to bully other students, she is not a stupid student. It turned out that her intelligence was extraordinary. Even in every lesson, Bak Jina just fell asleep, but what her teacher taught was always imprinted in her brain. The scene again shows Haein. This time, she finds a very expensive premium uniform from Cheongdam International High School. The uniform was prepared by Nayeon's mother if her daughter was accepted at the school. Secretly, Haein took the uniform and tried to put it on. Then, as usual, she flaunted it on social media. But suddenly, Nayeon comes home, and at that time, Haein is very panicked because she is still wearing Nayeon's Cheongdam High School uniform. Because Haein didn't have time to change her clothes, she immediately hid under the bed. But unfortunately, Haein's cell phone rings, so Nayeon knows her whereabouts. And in the end, all of Haein's actions will reveal that all this time Haein was using Nayeon's stuff to post on her Instagram. And because she was already found out, finally Haein also admitted that she was not Sunju, and she had only replaced Sunju to become a private tutor. Haein is very scared because Nayeon will report this to her mother, and if convicted, then Haein could go to jail. But in reality, Nayeon will not report Haein, but on one condition. Haein has to help Nayeon with her school homework and is an assistant when Nayeon goes somewhere. Even Haein is like being made a slave by Nayeon. Day by day, Nayeon's behavior is getting worse. Haein is not only asked to do Nayeon's homework, but all of her friends' homework as well. But Haein had no other choice. She was forced to do all of this so as not to be reported to Nayeon's mother. But one day, something happened that annoyed Haein. At that time, Haein was having an exam, but Nayeon suddenly called her and asked her to pick up the interview script at her house. That day, Nayeon is going to do an interview test at Cheongdam International High School, but the interview script is left at home. Nayeon threatens Haein if Nayeon doesn't pass the entrance exam at the high school, then she will reveal everything that Haein has done. This situation really made Haein very panicked. On the other hand, she also has to take an exam at her own school, but no matter what, she couldn't refuse Nayeon's request. Finally, Haein decided to immediately pick up the interview script at Nayeon's house and drive it to Cheongdam International High School. Arriving at the school, Haein overheard Nayeon and her friends talking, and it turned out that Nayeon was playing Haein. Of course, Haein was very upset at that time, and she thought that that's the fate of poor people. They will always be played by rich people. Even though at that time, Nayeon was not in a hurry to get the interview script, because Nayeon just pranks Haein. Knowing the fact, Haein was sad and very frustrated. She felt how difficult it is to be poor. Haein then headed to the toilet, and suddenly, there was a female student from Cheongdam International High School who gave a hair tie to Haein. This student is Kim Haein. And yes, she has the same name as Haein. And at that time, Haein found a sticky note that read "Poor Kid" on Kim Haein's uniform, because she too was a poor student who was bullied at Cheongdam High School. After that, Haein brought a bucket full of water and asked some of the students there for the interview room. Haein then went into the room and silenced everyone there. Full of anger, Haein approached Nayeon and doused her with water. Because of this incident, Nayeon's mother scolded and cursed at Haein. It even makes the school committee consider Nayeon to be accepted at Cheongdam High School. The headmaster of Cheongdam High School thinks that Nayeon has caused trouble at school, and that makes Nayeon get a grade deduction. Nayeon's mother threatens to destroy Haein's life and make her suffer. In the end, Haein also gets a suspension from her school for falsifying documents and also causing trouble at other schools. From that action, Haein threatened to be expelled from her school. Haein is also reported for stealing Nayeon's belongings. Therefore, there is no other choice but to expel Haein from school. Not only that, now Haein's lie about herself being a rich kid has also been uncovered. Haein is ostracized by other students, her pride seems to be trampled, and she becomes the talk of the school. But Haein doesn't care. She deletes all photos on her social media and makes her account private. In the following days, Haein goes through her school activities as usual, even though all students stay away from her. But in the middle of class, Haein suddenly goes to meet the principal of Cheongdam High School. She begs the principal of Cheongdam High School to accept Nayeon at that school. Haein admits all her mistakes, and she also conveys that she is actually a good student and always gets good grades. But unfortunately, the request was rejected outright. Even the headmaster questioned why he was helping the poor. He would not benefit at all. Saddened, Hyan leaves from there.